14 UK #1 singles, 10 albums and 45 million records sold. After 14 successful years with Westlife, frontman Shane Filan has every reason to pursue a solo career. Shane, last time you were in Beijing, you were with Westlife on the Greatest Hits tour.
Yeah.
So now, how does it feel that you are traveling around the world without the boys this time?
It's different, but it's also very exciting. You know, I'm starting this is my first trip to China as a solo artist, and you know, it's been really exciting. You know, because I've had a lot of support. You know, a lot of support from the fans in China, and that's a kind of relief for me. You know, I kind of course you worry and stuff, and you think about how things are going to go, and you can make your album and stuff, but you know, it comes down to the fans liking your music. So far they seem to really like it, and that makes me very, very happy.
Well, let's talk about your new album. It's called You and Me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of up-tempo, folky vibe in it. And I read it that you actually spent some time in Nashville recording some of the songs on the album. Is that where the country music influence came from?
Yeah, well, I've always liked country music growing up. And folk music, obviously being Irish, is kind of in my blood, you know. So I think, I think Nashville was a huge part of that. I wanted to try and make a really good pop album, but I also wanted to have something that was, you know, a bit different to Westlife too, something a bit fresh and a bit unique, to capture people's attention a bit. And I think I did that, you know. Obviously Westlife done a lot of ballads, and my first couple of singles are up-tempo, they're mid-tempo. So I wanted to try and, I suppose, capture people's attention a little bit. And I think it did that, you know, and there's still ballads on my album, you know, some great ballads on there. You know, it's what happened, and it's the way it is, and I'm very proud of the album. It's a really good start, I think.
When we take a look at the boy bands these days, JLS, One Direction, and The Wanted, we kind of know that the trend is more about dance, electro sound these days. So do you still believe in the power of ballads? Because that's what you were best at.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think I wish I nearly done more ballads, you know. But you know, it was the way the album went, and it was something, you know, I was in a very, I suppose, a different place after the band. I was quite worried, I was quite scared about the future, and I wanted to kind of do something that made me feel uplifted, made me feel happy. And you know, up-tempo music does that. But for me, I love to sing a ballad. There's nothing stronger than singing a powerful ballad. Especially for your voice, it shows off your voice the best to its ability.
Well, many top songwriters were recruited to write for Westlife, but now that you have co-written all the songs on your album, so how important is it that you are involved in the creation of a record on a songwriting basis?
I think it's important. It's not the most important thing. I don't think, for me, it just happened to happen on this album. I started to write, and you know, my record label really liked the songs I was doing, and they encouraged it more and more. So, but for me, I think, yeah, it's something I'll definitely continue to do, because I'm still learning as a songwriter. You know, it's only my first album, so I continue to do it. But I also, if it's a great song, I'll take it, I'll record it, or even a great cover version. You know, Westlife did a lot of cover versions over the years, and I think there's a way to bring old songs back to new generations, and you can have a new connection with people, and I think that's important too.
Well, obviously people are expecting you to become the next biggest pop act from Ireland since Ronan Keating, and your manager Louis Walsh once said to the press that he sees your potential to go as big as Michael Bublé.
That's pretty big.
But do you think it's actually harder to lead a successful solo career after leaving a boy band, since, you know, boy band is no longer the winning format in the music business?
I think, you know what, I think it's down to songs. I think it's always about songs. I think, you know, if you've got the right songs, no matter what band you're in or what talent show you came from or whatever it may be, I think it always comes down to songs. But it's not easy. Coming out of a band, people might think it's easier to make it. It's actually more difficult, because you get compared to the success of the band. So I have to try and forget about that and focus on how I build my career. You know, Shane Filan is a new name. Nobody knows it yet. They know Shane Westlife, you know. And I think if you have a great song and you work hard, anything is possible.
Well, tell us about your upcoming tour in the Chinese mainland. I heard that you're going to 5 cities.
Yeah.
That is a huge tour, given that China is geographically huge. But could it be a risky move at the stage of your career?
I don't know, you know, to be doing it's a good question. We'll have to wait and see. You know, I think I think because of the history over here with Westlife, I think the promoters have had faith in me to put on a tour. I'm not going to ask to put on a tour if I don't think it'll sell tickets. It's not up to me. It's up to my kind of promoters and advisors and stuff. It is very exciting, the fact that I'm doing 5 cities, and you know, it's one of those things you gotta just try and go out there and see and prove yourself. I think I'm going to go to these cities, and you know, it might be a few thousand people at the concerts. I don't know. It depends. I think, you know, a lot of these people make business decisions based on, obviously, you know, the concerts have to sell, and different things. So I leave that to them, and I stick to the singing. So if there's 500 people there, I'll do the same show if there's 5,000 people there. It doesn't matter. I give the same effort every night. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm very excited about it. You know, I'm doing my first ever Asian tour, like less than a year after my first album. You know, it's great. So far my career is heading in the right direction. And I'm in China doing a tour, which it's pretty cool.
For those who have heard of Westlife but not Shane Filan yet, how would you recommend your album to them?
I think my album is it's a great pop album. You know, I think it's good feel. You know, good music, great melodies. The lyrics are very, you know, they're very special to me. They're all true stories. Every song is a true story about my life or about my relationship with my wife, and you know, a lot of them are love stories and love songs. You know, there's great ballads on there as well. If you like Westlife songs, there's some great songs on there that are similar to Westlife. But again, it's slightly different too. I had to have something that was slightly different. But yeah, I think it's a great start to my first, you know, solo album. But it's up to the fans to decide. It's not up to me. I like it, but it's more important if they like it.
Right, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. See you again. You have to come to the concert in September.
I will.
Thank you.